We're connecting. We should be connected. Hello. Hello. I'm verifying that we're connected. Typical routine. Get on here. Click the start streaming button. Oh, hey, look, it says we're live. So we must be live. If you were here last time, you may have noticed that, my video was frozen early on in the stream. I attribute that to the technical difficulties. I hadn't noticed that. And then I either hid the video or the webcam died. I don't know. But for most of the video, I was not present, which is, could be for the best. Who knows? We'll see how that one performs when that VOD goes up. But yeah. That was not intentional. It was technical error. We're getting started a little early today, so I need to ping let them live just to see if anybody wants to hop on. All right. Hello, folks. Happy Thursday. Diving back into EXAPUNKS again today. Should be nearing the end soon. So, fun story. After stream, with all the technical difficulties, turns out there was a cloud save error with Steam, and all of my progress during the stream was lost. Literally reset back to the beginning. So, thankfully, I did record the video, so I was able to rebuild the code from the recording. So we're back to where we were at the end of the last stream, but yeah, that was not fun. Not fun at all. Programming, I don't know. I'm not good at hashtags, to be honest. I'm just kind of throwing hashtags at it and hoping something works. I don't know. Somebody told me to do that. I don't really know why I'm doing hashtags. I'm just doing hashtags, and maybe they don't do anything. Maybe they do. Who knows? Let's pop into Axiom here. What do we got going? All right. So we were working on this government where we're overriding database sequences. So I kind of thought about this one a little bit after stream. This one's a tough one. There's a lot going on here. And I think the challenge is really going to come into how the files are structured. So, right, not only are we looking for two entries within this file 200, like President Walker Kane here and Senator Walker Kane Jr., but also each of these is given this 540, right? And so this chunk, or this piece, kind of tells us where we need to look. So basically, for 540, so if we just copy 540 into X, what we're basically going to do is we're gonna swizz. That's the third value, so X3 into T, and then we'll add I 200 to T into T, and then we can, well, first let's link over to our base connection. Right now we can link to T. That'll get us to the target node. Then we need the file, so we need to swizz out the second value, which is 4. 1, 2. T X. The second value, we're gonna put that one into T. Then we can add 200 to T. I realized that I said 200 here. Links are 800, so we need to add 800 there and put that into T. Then we can grab 200, and then we swizz. I guess we don't have to put a space there. We're grouping these together. We're going to take that last value off of T, which should be 0. Right? No, 1. Sorry, it's 1. Lost train of thought there. And that's going to be our offset. So then we'll seek T. Right? So 540, that should put us in that first chunk. So if we look at their target output, where are we at? Well, their sequences don't change too much. We should be at a sequence that matches this GAGT. Wait a sec. Oh, yeah, because we're writing chunks. My bad. Okay. We're writing chunks. So if we execute this, what we'll see is we've got 540. We pull 5 off, 805. We link into 805. we pull 4 off, we add 200, we grab file 204. Wait, did I grab the right? I grabbed 2. We're gonna grab T. Now we grab file 204, boom, and then we seek 0. So this is our CTAT, CCGT, TT, blah, blah, blah. So let's just make note of that in our code here. Somewhere I can copy that down. So it won't let me type while it's in execution mode. So let's get this written down here. What do we got? C T A T C C G T T T, right? It's 10. That's 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so that's a whole chunk. So if we copy that over here, let's just put that there. The target for that should be 528. So if we instead copy 528 here, we'll see is we'll jump to 805 again, but this time we'll get file 202, and then actually I forgot a step. It didn't matter for the first one, but this actually needs to be because they're chunks of 10, so we need to multiply that by 10. That offset, it is going to matter for this one. We grab file 202, we pop 8 off, and then we seek 80 in here. And so that file 202, if we look at this 202 file, we should be expected to write our target into it. So now that we know what file that is, where are you at 202? That one? Yeah, this one. Okay, let's pop that one out. Boom. All right, so we should be expected to write in our sequence. So if we hit F1, yeah, you can see, so right there, whoop, didn't mean to escape. Okay, let's try that again. Let's get that 202 right there. Go all the way back up. Yeah, all right, so we're here. We're writing that CTAT, CCGTTT, right? So we're writing that in there. So the process is simple, like we're just writing over a chunk of a file. Getting those files is difficult because basically we're gonna need an exa that can take these two files. So it needs 540 to 528, and then it needs to go execute. Like it needs to go read the data from 540, then it needs to go find the second file, 528, and it needs to write the data to it. But the good news is that each of these sets of files are independent of each other. So we can actually split things apart. Got some folks popping in. Thanks for showing up every week. I mean, every day. No, stream this week. So anyway, so I'm thinking we'll have kind of an orchestrator exa because we need to store extra data. We've got this file 300 that tells us what we're looking for, and so we really want somewhere to store that, and then we want these offsets within the file. So we're going to be counting a lot, and we're going to be reading files. We can't be dropping and picking up and seeking and tracking all this stuff. So we'll do that with 2x's. So first we'll have our coordinator. So I'm just going to put coordinator here, and I'm going to try a new approach. Maybe try and illustrate some of this better so it's not just in my head. But we're gonna do a couple of things here. We're gonna grab 300 and we're gonna listen globally. And what we need to do is when asked, give search value. So let's put a little space there, and then receive index, or we'll call it offset in file, right? So we're gonna the remote exa is gonna say, hey, what am I searching for? So we'll send it President Walker Kane, and then we should expect to get back the value. Now it might ask us several times for that search value, just so it can count. I think for for the sake of problem solving, like in the real world, we'd want this to be a hardened solution where we don't want anything to go wrong. So we would, make sure we're testing for end of file. But I'm going to assume that these test cases all have both of the entries in the file. So we should never hit the end of file without finding both of them. Now, the first one we search for might be after the second one we search for, and that's fine. That's going to cost a little extra, but we're not going to try to optimize that. All right. And then this one is going to hit the index 200 file, and it's going to search for offsets, because we're going to need those offsets. We're going to bounce back and forth. And then it will spawn a worker per offset or per pair of files. So for 540 and 528, we'll spin off a worker. We'll say, all right, go grab things from 540, write it into 528. Then we'll spawn another worker, 319, 313, and it'll go do that. That way they're all kind of independent of each other. And we can get all of those pieces working simultaneously. And then we'll just do like worker here. Seek target file. Read sequence. Seek, second target file. And then we'll write the sequence that we've read. And then, of course, everything's going to clean itself up. That's a given. All right, so let's write this coordinator. So what we're going to do is we're going to do what we said. We're going to grab 300, and we're going to mark loop, and we're going to jump loop. Now, we do need a couple of options on what we're going to do. So we're going to copy M to T, or I guess that's bad. We're going to copy M to X. Because we're going to test against it a couple times. So we're going to test one. Actually, we probably don't need this loop here. We're going to test x equals 1. So if it's 1, give me the current search value. So that's going to be, what is it? Give me the current search value. So how are we going to know what the current search value is? Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how we're going to figure out what the current search value is. That's it should be fine. We'll deal with that. So give me the current search value, which will just be the current value. So we'll tjump current search test x equals 2. So if x equals 2, we'll tjump. Actually, we can short circuit this. Well, we can't put it in x. We can't put it in t. I mean, so if x is equal to 2, what else do we need to do? We need to receive offset, and then test x equals. Dang it. Test x equals 3 probably will be like tjump get offsets, test x equals 4. I don't know. We should be, and we'll jump halt. That'll kill it if we get a value that doesn't match any of those. All right, so current search, what we're gonna do is we're going to copy F to M, and we're gonna seek back over that. So we'll just always be pointing at the current search value. That poses a problem. Now it doesn't pose too bad a problem. Actually, it does. Dang. Like, for real. We'll just put it in the file. Like, why are we bothering too much? All right, so we're going to seek to the end of the file. And then we can seek, I don't want to do it that way. We'll seek to the end of the file and we'll copy 0 into the file. So then we can always get the current search value. We can copy, we can seek to the beginning now. Actually, we don't even need to seek to the end of the file. We know how big the file is going to be. We just need to seek 1, 2 spaces, right? So here we're going to seek back. We're going to seek to the beginning. We're going to seek to copy FX, seek to the beginning. Let's just assume we're there. I'm ping-ponging here. I'm going to try to stop that. All right, we're going to assume that we're on the right value, and we'll just seek back over it. And then we can jump back to loop and wait for a new value. If we're receiving an offset, that's good. The first thing we need to do is spell it right. And then we'll seek back to the beginning of the file. We're going to do that because we need to increase. So we're receiving an offset. So we seek forward twice. And we copy F to X. We seek back over that. We add I, X1, and into F. So we're basically incrementing our offset there. And then we will seek to the end of the file. Let's put it in X and then copy X to F. That way we have it. We're seeking to the end of the file and we're copying M to F. That'll give us the offset. Now we can seek back to the beginning and then we can seek X. So we'll write the offset and we'll go back to the search. I should say that we should be checking if we're done, and that's true. We probably should be doing that. We'll get there. Right now we're writing the first half, and we'll do the second half of the logic later. So mark get offsets here. Let's go ahead and do mark halt because that one's always the easiest. We don't need to wipe because we're on our host server. Get offsets, so that's gonna get the offsets that we need. So we're going to seek to the beginning, seek 3 forward, copy FM, copy FM. All right, so those are going to be our 2 target offsets within the file. And that should handle most of the coordinator. Now, if we do our primary, we're going to link 800, and I believe it's on, index is on 801, right? So we'll link 801 and we'll grab 200. That's our index. So now we need to search for offsets. So we link, or not link, we'll mark search. So we need the first search term. I'd like to put it in X, but we need to count how far we are into the file. And we need to test. So, unfortunately, we're just going to have to keep getting it. So we'll copy 1 to M, and then we'll copy M to X. Or we don't even need to do that. We just test X equal F. If that's true, M, right? Because we want to, okay, let's mark start search because that's going to copy 0 into X. All right, copy 1 to M, give me the current search value. Compare that to the current position of the file. T-jump found. Otherwise, we're going to move ahead. So the thing is, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 files always. So if we jump ahead, we're basically going to seek because we'll be here. We've already tested this, so we'll be here. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We need to seek 11, add I, x11x, basically. And then we'll jump search. Let's put a loop in here just so it's clear. And then I can change this from start. I mean, I know it starts, but anyways, do start. All right, so found. So once we found something, we're gonna copy 2 to M. I'm already forgetting. Yeah, 2 is receive offsets. So we're gonna copy 2 to M, then we're gonna copy X to M, and then we're going to mark search. Or then I guess we'll get. We'll do done like a test X equals 4. T jump done check. And then we'll have our done check, mark done check is we'll seek to the beginning of the file, seek to copy F to X because we're gonna need it. Seek to the beginning of the file, test X equals T. Does X equal T? Not T. Does X equal 2? We should have 0, 1. Yeah, so does X equal 2? And then copy T to M, and then seek X and jump loop. So there's a lot of code that goes in here. I think for instead of assuming we're there, we're gonna seek to the beginning in current search. Then we'll seek to, we'll copy X to F, we'll seek to the beginning, and we'll seek X, F to X. There we go. And we'll spell seek right. So we're gonna put that there. Then we don't have to worry about all this. We don't have to seek that. We don't have to seek there. We just seek to the beginning, get the offset, and then we copy that into X. We don't even need to copy it into X anymore because we're not gonna need it anymore. So we can just immediately test F equals 2. Copy that, jump loop. All right, and then for receive offset, we do need to increment. So we seek to the beginning, we seek to, we copy that out, we seek -1, we add to it, we copy that in, seek to the end of the file, copy. We don't need either of those anymore. Yeah, get offsets, we'll jump back to loop. Okay. So we've extended that with a done check. Basically, that's what we need to do. We need to copy 4 to M, and we need to copy M to T, and we will T jump workers spawn. We'll just call it spawn. So if we're done, we're gonna spawn workers. Okay. So if it's not, we're gonna copy 0 to X, and then here that's where we get our search term. We copy 2 to M. We copy the count there, the offset, and then we will mark jump search. Okay, now we're gonna do our spawner. So we've got the offsets now. We know exactly what we're doing. We are spawning. I guess I should, once we receive the offsets. So the offsets should be the value the value that was in the file. But I think we kind of want to add to them how many iterations we're on. Be fine. It'll be fine. That's fine. Yeah, so we'll copy 10 into T. That's how many files we need to do. And we'll mark our spawn loop. Okay, so we need to get the offsets. So we're going to copy 3 to M. That's going to give us our offsets. So we're going to copy, or we'll seek to the beginning, and then we'll seek M. That's our first offset. And then we'll seek T from there. So yeah, that should be fine. We'll copy that file off. Actually, I should say we need to start our worker. So REPL init worker, not REPL, mark init worker. So for spawn, once we copy that, we're going to swap modes. Then we're going to copy F to M. Now init worker will start, so it'll make a file and it'll copy M to F, copy M to F, and that should be where it goes. We'll put that, we'll copy M to X, and then M to F will be the next file that we target. And then that's done. That worker's done. So we copy F to M. We need to copy the next file, which will be seek back to the beginning, seek M, seek T. This is actually going to be mode. We got to switch modes again. Seek T. Lost some train of thought. Yeah. So we're at the next file. We are going to copy, switch back modes. Copy F to M. Not on the same line as that mode. And we'll switch back to global mode, and we will jump to spawn loop. I should say at this point we will sub I T minus, or T minus 1 to T, and we will T jump to spawn loop. Otherwise we will halt, which we can just do jump halt, and we'll mark halt down here. Oh hey, what's up? Thanks for kicking it. All right. Got a new chatter. Welcome. Okay, so we've got the worker, we've got the halt. So now the worker will start. Sorry, we've got the spawn of the workers, which does quite a bit of work. Once we get to the point where we're halting, we're done, so we can just copy 0 to M. So that'll terminate our home base as well. Now we just build our worker. So mark clone, or I guess mark get sequence. We don't even need that. So we'll link -1 because we'll have been spawned on this node here. So we'll link -1, and then we'll do what we did earlier. We're gonna swizz X against 1, 2, 3, 3 into T. We're gonna add I 800 to T into T, and we're gonna link T. Then we're gonna swizz X against 2 into T. Sure thing. We're gonna swizz XT to T, and then we will add I 200 T to T. That'll give us the file that we're targeting. So we'll grab T, and then we'll swizz out that first value of t. I realize I've been saying swizz a lot, and it's probably not making a lot of sense. I'll talk about that in just 1 second. Let me finish my train of thought here. And then we multiply that by 10, so t times 10 into t, and then that'll be our offset. Then we simply copy out, mark, copy. We'll just call it copy loop, because we need to copy 10 into t. We need to copy 10 values out. So we'll copy not m, we're copying from the file. I just realized we have a file. Okay, so we're gonna need a reader. All right, let's talk about swizz real quick. Let's create a new exa just to demonstrate this. So swizz is really cool. If we have a value like 1, 2, 3, 4, that's a bad example. 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah, that works. Into x, right? If we have a value like 6, 7, 8, 9, we have some options. Like if we want to know how many thousands there are, we could do like div I x times divided by 1,000 and put that into like t. And so we run that, we get 6, right? Then we want to know how many hundreds are there. We could try doing it by 100, but we get 67. So we've got to first figure out how many thousands, subtract, figure out, so swizz kind of works like reading bits, but we're not reading bits, we're reading numbers. So swizz takes a pattern. So we give it x, and then it takes a pattern. So the pattern is 4, 3, 2, 1. It can be any variation of these numbers, and we can output that to t. So if I do 4, 3, 2, 1, you see what's output to t is exactly the same input number. That's because each of these numbers represent digits. So this is digit 1, digit 2, digit 3, digit 4. So if we were to say, give me the 4th digit, like that, then what we get is we get 6. The same as if we divide it by 1,000. Now if we say, give me the 3rd digit, we get 7. We don't get 67, we get 7. So now we can know how many hundreds there are. So when we're doing things like we have the number 540, right? And the number is 540, but each part of the number represents a very specific piece of information. We can do, give me 3 out of there and then add I, right? It's 800 to t, right? So we get that 3rd value, which is going to be 5, and then we add 800. Well, now we have a link address, and we took that from the hundreds digit of that number. So that's what swizzing lets us do. It's a really, really useful tool in this game, in this kind of language. Let me double check, make sure my camera's not frozen. Hello, I'm waving. Okay, it looks like, at least OBS looks fine. Should probably check the stream playback here. Still moving. Cool. All right, let's get back to this. All right, so we left off, we need a reader. So the problem that we ran into is that our worker is holding a file. So it can't pick up. We actually tell it to grab a file, and it can't pick up that file right here where it tell it to grab a file. It can't pick up that file. So we're gonna have to make another kind of worker that's basically gonna read. I never actually, oh my goodness. I never actually initted that worker. So like right here, REPL init worker. Okay. And then here, before we grab the file, it doesn't actually matter if we do all of that math ourselves. We're gonna REPL read sequence, and we're gonna have to have a write sequence worker as well. So let's just write both of those. So mark read seek, it's gonna copy 10 into t because we know how many values there are. Mark R loop. So it's gonna be pretty simple. We're gonna grab t. Okay, maybe we shouldn't do that in the loop. We should grab t. And then we need to get the offset, so we need to swizz x 1 into t, mol I t10 into t, seek t. Then we don't need t anymore. Now we can copy 10 into t. We're going to read 10 values, so we're going to copy f to m. Yeah, it should still be local. Ooh. But if there's multiple local workers on the same node, this is probably going to be a problem. This is probably going to be a problem. Yeah. I'm trying to think, is there a way that we could get away with it? And I don't think so. I don't think so, because we still need that target value. We'll try and figure it out. All right, we'll deal with that if it comes to it. Mark our loop, copy FM. We're gonna sub I, t minus 1t, t jump our loop, and then I'll halt. That's fine, because that's done. It's just reading. Then we're gonna mark our write sequence. So it's going to grab t, swizz x 1t, mol I t10 t. Then we will son of a gun, multiply it. We seek t, then we copy 10 into t. Then we have our mark RW loop. Then we will simply copy M to F and sub I T1T T jump W loop, and we'll just let that fall to halt. Okay, so we don't need this bit. We REPL the read sequence. Then we just simply need to read to copy it. So we'll mark read copy loop. We'll copy M to F, sub I T1T T jump RC loop. When we're done with that, we need to go back. We need to link -1. Or out of that RC loop, we need to link back -1. We are getting close to cap, but we've written most of the code. Then we need to basically break our number down again. So we seek to the beginning of the file. We copy F to X. That gives us the file number. So we copy. We don't copy. We swizz. X against 3, that's the hundreds, into T, add I 800 T into T, link T, swizz F. They're all swizz, yeah, swizz X against 2 into T, add I 200 T into T, and then we'll REPL write sequence. And then we'll copy 10 to T, and we've got our write copy loop. So that's copy F to M and sub I T1 T, T jump WC loop bar, and then we jump, or then we wipe, jump halt. That's a lot. That's a lot going on, but it should be pretty straightforward. Let's see what we got. Okay, so we link out here. XB should never leave. We link over here. We grab file 200. Boom. We copy 4 over there. We send that. That should send us back. That's our done check. So that seeks back right there, tests if it's equal to 2, copies that there, then it jumps back to the loop. So this is, we've got a 0 back. So we go in here, we copy 1 over. That gives us seek -2. Yeah, we're getting the current search. We seek to the end, we seek 2, we grab that offset, then we seek the offset, then we copy that over. So we're searching for President Walker Kane. We found it immediately. So we copy 2 over, which should receive an offset. That copies F to X. So we're adding 1, then we copy that offset in. Then we jump back to loop. This asks us for the current search value again. Oh no, we're doing a done check. We send 0 back. The current search value, we seek there, we grab 1 out. We hop back. We send over Senator Walker Kane. What I also noticed is that we don't reset. So right here, where we jump search, this is actually where we need to do, because we don't need to do this immediately. These 3 calls do not need to be executed first. They need to be executed once we've found something. So we need to T-jump to spawn, and we can actually change that to F-jump back to search. If we're not done, F-jump back to search. Then we can go here. No, that's right. We're gonna T-jump to spawn. Because what I need to do is I need to add a seek back, because we know we're somewhere in the file. We need to seek back to the beginning of the file, which is also something we don't need to do at the very beginning. That'll save some minor repetition. Okay, let's get to where we found the first value. We're good. That copies over. We do our done check there. Then we jump back to search. And we're back at the beginning of the file. So this is not the correct value. We jump ahead way too far. We are too far ahead. So we need to do 10. I figured 11 was too far, but my counting was off. So now we're here. We're going to compare it again next round. We're going to compare it again. We're just going to keep comparing until we're found again. So let's look into found. Where's our found? Oop, that's the first one. Let's look into found here. Okay, so we found the value. We copy that one over. That writes the offset there. Now we get our done check. That gives us a true value back. Oh, we're still doing the done check. That gives us the true value back. Now we jump to spawn 10 times. We copy 3 over. That gives us, we've spawned a worker. That's in local, and that's in local. Ooh. That's a good catch. I don't actually need the worker at this point. We need the worker right here before we copy to it. Yeah. All right, let's get back here. So we're seeking M. It's gonna read get offsets. So it's gonna seek 3. And it's gonna copy 0 over. So we seek 0. And then we seek 10 in, which is the last file. Now there's a reason I did that, and that's because we'll iterate back. We might have a bug. We'll see. Copy F to M. Oh, that one's waiting. What are we doing here? We've spawned the worker now. So let's pop our little worker out. And it creates a file. And we have copied 539. That received it into X. We now get the second value. And for some reason, that one didn't work quite as well. That's not the counterpart to it. That's not the counterpart. We seek M, then we seek T. We seek to the beginning of the file. Let's just jump back here. Where are we at? Okay. So this one's waiting to broadcast 80 globally. We swap modes. Then we seek 80. Why are we so off? Okay, let's try that again. Let's get up here. All right, so we copy that in. Then this one should seek to the beginning. This one seeks 80, which is off. Our count is off. So we need to figure out why our count's off. Let's go to found. That's great. All right, let's go back to found. That's not great. We want to go to found. And then we want to jump down in found. Like we want to go back to search here. Okay. I want to see where it's reading the file. So we've read one value from the file. I think I know what's going on. There are 10 files plus the name. We do need to seek 10 because we're moving 10 from where we're at. But we need to add 11 because we need to count the name plus the 10 that we're skipping over. I bet that's it. That's got to be the problem. Okay, now we can jump back down here. And we can look back at our offsets. Where are offsets at? Why are we collapsed down here? Okay. 0 and 88. That should be better. We get in here. That gives us 539. We seek back to the beginning. We swap modes. Now we seek 88. And then we seek T. That puts us at the end. That's the corresponding file. So that does the worker. Okay, so now it links out. Pulls 5 off, links 805. Then we do 203, spawns a reader. That grabs the file, that gets the offset, and then we start reading over. TAAGCAGGGGT. Then it's done reading. This file has gone back and is now moving to 802. Yeah. At least it'll wait here. So maybe it'll be okay. So it's now spawned this one who is writing into the sequence. That looks correct. Everything looks correct there. And then that one dies. Okay, let's run it. Let's run it. Okay, we did not end up where we needed to be. We got 3 of 9 files correctly updated. Oh. Yeah, what do we got here? 313528. Okay, so 433511. Okay. So something is causing some of these files to read in garbage. I'm not sure how that happens. That one's going to be hard to find. This 202, what does that even map to? We're going to have to go carefully. This moves pretty quick. I think we're still at the searching phase. Yeah. All right. So we've gotten to this point now where we're starting to read in some files. Was there... Yeah, there's a command for that. F4 and F3. Okay. So we really just need to monitor all of these that are opening. This is a reader, so we actually don't need to monitor that one. Actually, we can do this by copying over here and halting at a grab. All right, so we've got a grabber. I mean, we've got a writer, and it is associated with, where are you at? 0, 1, so 0. I say 0, okay. So we are here, and we are copying over these values. We have another, you're not writing yet. You're not writing yet, okay. Nothing else appears to be writing just yet. We'll keep an eye on that. I think this one's doing okay though. This is reading. That one's about to read copy. We're still not writing yet. Okay. Okay, that one seemed to work. Where's the next one getting to write? Okay, we've got this one's about to spawn a writer. And that one's about to die. That's a reader about to die. Did we get, where's XA2? XA4 and 4. I see what's happening. It's already here. It's in here. It's already bad. Yeah. So, all right. I was afraid of that. So we've got a bunch of workers running. We got a bunch of workers running, and we're gonna ban that. That's against terms of service there. We got a bunch of workers running simultaneously. That's great, but also problematic, because now that we've got potentially 2 sets of workers communicating on a single node, they're going to start reading from each other. So the thing about the M register is that while it's great for communicating from EXA to EXA, we have no control over which EXA we're communicating with, other than, local or global mode. So that basically means that when we get here and we're about to T-jump back to spawn loop, we need to wait. We need to wait. So I guess what we'll do is we'll F-jump wrap up, and then we'll jump spawn loop, because if we're gonna continue, we need to we should be global, right? We should have switched back to global. So we will simply void M. That'll be our keep going. Now the good news is that a local communicating globally won't do anything. And then we can just mark wrap up here. Okay. That means that when our worker dies, hey, no worries about being late. Just join in whenever you can. That's the benefit. Watch wherever is convenient. watch the VODs afterwards, watch the stream. It's better to catch live because then we can interact. But if you can't, you can't. That's the way it works. Okay, so once a worker has completed its life down here, we need to. Yeah. Okay, that's great. We need to swap modes and just move copy 1 to M. Have we terminated? We should have terminated. Once we get to here, we're done. So we can copy 0 to M. We don't need this. Oh, we do. We actually do. We do. That is not. That's not good. That's not good. I guess our worker will just live forever. So we can REPL a networker here. We can REPL a networker here. And then a networker needs to swap modes. And from there, we'll mark get target. Yeah. Okay, so instead of completely dying, yeah, before we swap back modes, we will copy 1 to M, and then in wrap up, we'll switch modes to copy 0 to M to kill the other one, and then we'll swap. We've already swapped a tap. Hang on. All right. Let's get. Okay. We're in global mode. We get here. That puts us in local. Then we get here. That puts us in global. We get here. That puts us in local. Then this should put us back in global, which is what we need to be in to get local again. So we're back in global. We're in local before we jump to wrap up. So in wrap up, we're in local. So we swap to global to kill that parent. And we swap back and we copy 0 to M. So we tell the worker we're done. Otherwise, we copy 1 to M. We're still local here. We copy 1 to M, then we swap back to global before we jump. So that's going to be how we wait on the worker. Now the worker will return. So once the worker right here, where the worker would normally be done, we'll have it wipe that file. It doesn't need it anymore. So we can keep the wipe. But once the worker's completed, we need to link -1, link 801. That puts us back on the parent. And then we can copy M to T, and we'll F jump. If it's 0, we'll F jump to halt. Otherwise, we'll, what did I call it? Get target. So we'll jump get target. Okay, so that keeps one worker. It's a little bit slower, but we keep one worker alive. Then we shouldn't have any issues with workers overriding each other. So we should no longer have any communication issues. We still failed. What did we fail? Whoa, did that just jump up? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so what did we miss? We missed something. This one's community. Why is this one global? Why G? Where did G come from? Oh my goodness. It's on the same node. Oh my word. Oh my word. We got to rethink this. We've got a problem because we need to read and write files on this node. And in order to do that, yeah. We basically just need to write those file pairs over right here. We're instead of spawn loop. We just need to write file pairs, write file pair. And so once we get there, we're going to send them back to our orchestrator, and we're going to see if we have enough code to increase our orchestrator. So that should simplify this some, because we're not going to be swapping modes. As a matter of fact, we're just going to WFP loop. And we'll have to move that worker. That worker code will get moved. It won't change much, but it'll get moved probably to our XB. Okay, so in this loop, we need to get the offsets here, but we also need to write the values back. So get offsets is going to be immediately followed by receiving the files. So we will seek there, we'll copy FM, then we'll seek to the end of the file, and we'll copy MF. Okay, so that gets us done there. Where were we at? Okay, so we're going to copy. What is our? Let's just pop this out because we're gonna reference it a little bit there. We've got get offsets is 3, so we're gonna copy 3 to M. That's gonna get us our offsets. We're gonna seek to the beginning of the file for the first offset, and then we're gonna seek M, seek T. We're going to copy F to X. Then we're going to seek back to the beginning of the file. We're going to seek M. We're going to seek T. Then we're going to copy X to M, and we're going to copy F to M. We're going to sub I T1 T, and we're going to T jump WFP loop. And when we're done, we're simply going to halt. Actually, we're going to copy 5 to M. We don't need wrap up anymore because we're just going to halt. And then now we're done with our search node. We're going to take all of this stuff out of here, and we're going to dump it directly in here. All right, now we need to pop that one back over so we can scroll. Okay. So we need a 5. Test x equals 5, T jump, spawn. Luckily this spawn will be simpler. This spawn will be simpler. So once we get to spawn, we'll not do it in the worker. Mark spawn. We're gonna REPL init worker. And actually, we're gonna switch modes so we can go back to that being the init worker. We're going to switch modes. We're going to REPL init worker. Then we're going to seek to the beginning of the file. And we're at the first name. We're going to seek 1 would put us on the second name. 2, it puts us on the offset that we're at. And then 3 and 4, so 5. We're going to seek 5. Puts us on first file, first pair. Puts us on pair. F first. Can I do that? Nope. Okay, that's fine. Puts us on pair 0. Cool. From there, we're simply going to, it's a simple loop. We've got mark S loop here. We will mark S loop. Yeah, because we're testing for EOF. Mark S loop. Do we need? We don't need. We know there's 10. So just copy 10 into T because we don't really care. Okay. Mark S loop, spawn loop. And then we'll simply copy F to M, copy F to M. Sub I T1 T, and we will T jump S loop if we have more. If we don't have more, we're going to copy 0 to M. So I guess here we should copy 1 to M. Wait a sec. Sure, we'll copy 1 to M. We'll bake that in. And then here we'll copy M to T. And we'll F jump halt. Okay. So that gets that. And then when it comes back, it'll read that value. Otherwise, it'll read that value. So, oh yeah, I know what I did. We don't want to do that every loop. We want to do that on the subsequent loop. So we want to F jump where we end, and we can mark end here. Mark end orchestrator. That's our orchestrator. That's arc, not orc. And so we'll copy 1 to M, and we'll jump S loop. Boom. That'll solve that. So we don't have to test it every iteration, just subsequence. So what this one's going to do is it's going to copy M to X, M to F, just like it normally did, but instead of linking -1, we now have to link 800. Then we don't have to change that bit. We're going to read seek just like normal. We copy everything over. Then we link -1, that gets us back. We sync to the beginning of the file. Did we? Yeah, because we sync to the beginning of the file. We copy that over. Then we get to the second one. We write that in place. We wipe that file. We're done with it. We link -1, and we link -1. Then we do that. Otherwise, we go back to init worker. Most of this stuff doesn't change. We are too big for our own britches. We're just 160 over 170. So we need to cut some stuff down. This is going to be the hard part. This is pretty trim now. Can we get rid of anything else? We need that. We need the search. So if the search value is in X, we can't keep track of the index that we're at. Which is what stinks. We can't just easily count the file length. It's almost like every time we want to get a search value, We also want to increment, except the first, right? The first time we get a search value, we don't want to increment. We probably need to make some assumptions about like search values, right? Like we know there are different stages, right? I don't think that's gonna really reduce anything, but we know like this stage, there's really only these two. Offsets within that bigger file, they get pretty close to 3 digits. So I don't think it would be safe to assume that we could swizzle them into a 4-digit number. So that's tough. What do we have? Mark loop, test x equals 1, t-jump current search, t-jump receive offset. I guess what we could do is we could immediately see, like I want to copy it into T, but that's not going to help us any because we've got to do these tests. So t-jump current search, how could we reduce it if we just did targeted searches, like go search for this value and it ran out and searched for it, and it could keep track of, it can't keep track of the index in T, it can't keep track in X. It's so limited. It's so limited. That's what I'm saying. Like just 2 registers is kind of the problem. We can't write into file 200 either. It's locked. Well, we can write into it, but we don't want to write into it. Give me the current search value, receive the offset, get the offset, test x equals 5. So I think if current search value, really, every time it fetches the current search value, we're basically looking at a point. So if we know we're adding 11 every time, this is probably going to be bad, but I'm going to put -11 in the file twice. And then what we'll do is every time we fetch the current search value, we seek to, we get the current index, we copy that, we seek there, and then we copy that. Now, once we've copied the index, so we copied, like, let's pop this out. So we copied President Walker Kane Jr., right? Our pointer will be on the second one. And we know that there's one value here that's going to be our index within this file. So we copy this one out. We're here. We seek once and we seek twice. We're on the offset for this file. So once we do a current search, we copy that. We then seek 1, copy, or we don't even need to copy. We just add f plus 11 into x. Then we seek -1 so we can copy x into f. And we jump back into the loop. So in theory, that should track the ID or the index within the loop. With that in mind, we don't need receive offset anymore. So we can cut that out completely. Just cut it out. That saved us quite a few lines. Now here, we're no longer tracking this. And when we find a value, we simply need to test here. We don't need this copy anymore. We don't even need that. Yeah, that doesn't even need to go. All right, yeah, because we're seeking back to the beginning of the file. We're searching again. So yeah, we're down for the count. Let's see if we even work though. So this one is reading. Let's pop XA out. So this one's reading. We've got -11, -11. It has requested the current search value. We are fetching it. We add 11 to that value. Whoa. What just happened there? Did I say seek 1 for real? In my head I said seek 2. Yeah, we know it's 2. Okay, here we go. We seek 2, grab it, seek there, turn that, and we go back. That's found the value. But how does it know that we found it? Okay, how does it know that we found it? So we do still need test x equals 2, t-jump, found. We do need a found, so that's mark, found, that's seek. We're already adding back too many lines of code. Seek to, I feel like the cost of moving the values in the file might be less than the cost of all this seek back. Because we gotta like seek 999, seek 2, seek 999, seek x, right? So here's what I'm thinking. We just rewrite this file. So the first thing we do is we seek to the end of the file and we copy F to F. Now, if we seek back to, where does that put us? So we seek to the beginning. Oh, why are we? We don't even need to seek to the beginning. Oh, because we're supposed to be seeking to the end. That's why. Okay, we seek to the end of the file. Well, we already know how big the file is. That's not gonna work. We seek one ahead and we copy that one. Boom. Then we seek to the beginning and we copy F to F and we seek -1 and we copy 0 to F. We should probably put, no, we can't put those in yet. Seek to the end now. Okay. So that should put, that didn't put anything in order. Goodness gracious. What do we got here? Okay. Now seek to the beginning, copy F to F, and then seek to the beginning. And put 0. Yeah. Then we seek to the end with the -11, -11. Perfect. Now we seek back to the beginning of the file, and then we seek F. This is the done check. So we seek back to the beginning of the file and we test it. And then we seek F. Oh, we haven't finished this one yet. And then we add I, F1, F, seek -1, copy X, F. That needs to go to X. And then we simply mark, jump, loop. Where are we at now? We're 160. We need to get rid of 10. Okay, so we now can seek F. We go to the beginning of the file, we seek F. Then we can copy F to M. Seek 2. Add F plus 11. Yeah, we got to do that. That wants to seek 3. So this is getting the offsets, which we do still need to do. How about we just seek to the end of the file, and then, where do we go? Okay, well that didn't work. All right, we'll try and figure out what's going on there. Yeah, what's going on there? Let's see what's going on. We've rewritten the file. We send that search over. We wrote the wrong one. Mark found. Seek to the beginning. Add 1. Hang on a sec. Current search. Seek there. Seek F. Copy F to M. Seek. I think we only need to seek 1 now. Yeah, I think we only need to seek 1 now. Because we got that in place. Then we seek once and we add to it. Then we go back. It wants to do a done check. Did we fix done check? Done check, done check. Seek to the beginning. Yeah, we did fix done check. We do that. We do the done check. We're not done. But I noticed that we never marked found. Why did we not mark found? Oh, we never changed that over here. Gosh darn it. Okay, so found is 2, right? So when we found, we need to copy 2 to N. Yeah, we actually need to tell it that we found a value. All right, and we found it, so we increment by 1. Then we do that, and then it wants to get the current search value. We give it there, and we increment that. And we increment that. And we increment that. And we increment that. And we increment it. And we increment it. And we just keep incrementing it. Okay, we have now incremented it. We found that. We done check to. So when done check is performed, it's always performed after a found. So we don't need our own done check. But when we do found, we have the value in X already. We copy it there. We can simply copy it to M, which means we do not need to request a done check. Which means we don't need done check anymore. Copy X to M. We do not need to support done check. That gets us close. That gets us close. So we need to get here. And then we need to get there a second time, which we don't do. Why don't we do that? Okay. I guess we're working through it again. Okay, we just died. Why did we just die? Boom. Hang on, we know we make it to found. So we add 1 to that, and we copy that to M. Now that is copying M to T, and we're T jumping, and we copy 10 to T. Why are we writing a file pair? Oh, shoot, because we're copying the wrong value. We need to test x equals 2 and then copy T to M. Okay, so we're not quite as close to where we needed to be. We want to get here again. We have found the second value. Now we write file pairs. Actually, we don't even need to wait because it's going to tell us. Yeah, we don't need this code, and we don't need to test for it every time. And we don't really need spawn. We know how many offsets we're gonna write and receive. So once we get here, we can simply T jump, if it's true, to spawn. Or to get offsets, and then get offsets can seek to the beginning of the file, it seeks to the end of the file, and then seeks 3 backwards. That makes no sense. Yeah, that's not going to work. We need to seek to the beginning of the file. Then we need to seek past the presidential terms. Actually, once we're here, we can do a couple of things. We can seek to the beginning of the file. This will optimize it. We no longer need an offset, so we can void that. We no longer need the president's main name, so we can void that. We no longer need the other name. Now we have the 2 offsets at the beginning, so we can seek back to the beginning of the file. Wait, we probably are, let's just get here. We void that, we void that, we void that. We are at the offset. We are at the offset. So now we can mark copy 10T. Copy 10 into T, and then we'll mark FP loop. That's our file pair loop. We are going to copy F to M, copy F to M. We are going to seek to the end of the file, copy M to F, copy M to F. That's our file pair. Then we simply seek sub I. Let's seek back to the beginning. Sub I T minus 1, and we'll T jump back to FP loop, and we can go directly to spawn after that. Yes, we can go directly to spawn, and so here T jump right file pair. Yeah, we don't need to tell it anything. We don't need to tell it anything. We just need to seek to the beginning, seek M, seek T, boom, boom, boom. Okay. We should be ready to go. Once we get here. Once we get here again. Okay. That's true. And we T-jump to get offsets. That seeks us back to the beginning. We're voiding out. Copy and 10 in. We copy 0 over. It seeks 0, 10. Stores that. Resets. Boom, boom. We write 243. Well, we write 439 over. 539. I can't read. 243. And then we do it again. And we do that until we get all of the files. Get all of the files. Here we go. We're reading offsets. We're writing file pairs. We're getting close to all the files. Let's jump back up here. Where are we at? We're not there yet. Whoops. Whoops. We jumped too far. We jumped too far. Where is get offsets? We want to do this, right? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that copied 313 over. So yeah, so we go back. And that copied 540, and that one copied 528. And then that copies 5 over. So we don't need to copy 5 over anymore. We can just halt. So let's get to this point. Okay. So that can halt. This now swaps to local, spawns a worker. It seeks to the beginning of the file. Okay. That's a problem. Seeks to the beginning of the file. We can immediately void. We don't need a void. We just need to seek 1. That puts us on pair 0. Okay, so that puts us on pair 0. This is our worker. We are going to, nope, we need to seek 2. We have 2 offsets in the file. Dolt. We are still over on size. Hopefully we've got some more we can clean up. We'll see. We'll see. Where are we at? Where are we at? Yeah, end orc. We don't need that, do we? Oh, we do. We do. Okay, copy. We need to seek 2. Okay. So that puts us there. We put 539 and 243 in the worker. And then it goes and does its job. And that goes and does its job. That goes and does its job. 5 files. 6. Whoa. Okay, 6 files. 7 files. 8 files. 9 files. All right, we completed a test case. We're over on size though, which really concerns me. And it's really slow. It's really slow on those later ones. Wow. Boom. The size, yeah, so my scores are not eligible. Let me just give it one more pass to see if we can cut the size down. So we do need to copy a value to X. Which means we do need to seek back to the beginning. Seek him. Seek to. Okay, we're not going to save anything there. This one is really, really tough. Because is we have to write from the end. So we've got to seek 1, copy that in, seek to the beginning, copy that one down. I guess we could copy F into X, then that basically serves our seek. We can copy F to F. Then we need to copy -11 to F, copy -11 to F. Then we need to seek back to the beginning of the file, which I realized we were already doing, where we can copy 0 to F, and that should be, and then copy X to F. So that should put us where we want to be. We grab 300, we copy president out, we copy Senator Kane, and we copy those two values. We go back, we copy 0, and then we copy our president in. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 compared to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're doing the exact same amount of work and the exact same amount of code. Somehow, well, it's got to be shorter somewhere because we cut one command down. Okay, we copy M to X. That's what we do. Current search. I feel like we're always going to send off the current search, and then we'll be told if we found something. So I think this needs to send off the current search here. Seek to the beginning, seek to 1, increment, copy, where do we copy that? Copy F to M. Then we copy M to T. Did you find it? T jump found. Otherwise, we jump loop. Right? And then we can simplify up here. We copy 1 to M. We don't need to copy 1 to M because it's going to be that value. And we T-jump found. If we didn't T-jump found, we copy 0 to F to M. If we did, we copy 1 to M. We found it immediately. So that looks like it's working. That looks like it's working. And we're under the size limit now. So we're under the size limit, and we know the solution works. So we'll be done. We'll be done after this one. And we are done. Okay, we are up. Surprisingly, for how slow it runs, 1,500 cycles feels really fast. We've had some solutions that are like 11,000 cycles. Size went down, obviously. We did save 33 cycles without having the kind of like send a command thing, because we were able to simplify that. We are well above average. Like I would consider this the low average. We are at the high average of size. And we are above average on activity, which is odd, but I mean, I don't know how I would optimize that. I'm happy that took forever. I mean, we're an hour and a half in. We finally finished one level, so After the information was released, the senator simply admitted to being a clone of the president. I guess you were just setting it back to the way it was before. That's quite the coincidence. The world was even more messed up than we thought. Yeah. But I should wait for more evidence before I say anything. All right. Oh, look at the news. Look at the news right now. I was right. Politicians are clones. Wild. Sounds like they've been cloning themselves for a while now. There's a story in Trash World News about it. Who would have thought? Okay. Remove the security apparatus protecting Ember 2's AI friend. Remember that friend I was looking for? I finally found its hideout. Looks like there are some protections in place. We need to disable those. How exciting. It's been so long. Let's go. All right. We got a Russian network here. We got some rings. Okay. Terminate all other Exas and bring any files they were holding back to your host. Only Exas in the central host will be holding files, and their file IDs will always be 200 and 299. Be between 200 and 299 inclusive. Note that some links may become non-traversable as a result of your actions. Interesting. It looks like the number of X's is always the same. So, I mean, if we link 800 and we kill, like, what, at rep 2, like, there's 3 lines of code to do that. Link 800, kill, link 800, kill, link 800, kill. Are there different... There are not different numbers of X's there, okay. But we do have a different number of files, which is fine. We got a lot of files to check, though. Okay, so if I kill those two... Okay, so I can't kill before I get to the central node. So if I link over... Whoop. That's 1, 2, 3. That's 4. Then we need to link 800. And then if I execute a kill in here, that does not... Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here we want to at rep 5 kill. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So we can at rep 5 kill at end. No, link 800. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there's 6 times. Totally miscounted. I totally miscounted. Okay. So I'm gonna, because we're gonna need some code. So I'm gonna copy 6T, mark K loop. We're gonna kill sub I1 T, T1T, T jump, K loop. All right, so that replaced 6 lines with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it doesn't seem like a lot, but one line could be the difference between winning and losing. Once we kill all of them on this one, we have to spawn all of our files. So 200 copy 299 into X, and then we'll mark spawn loop, we'll REPL recover, we'll sub I X1 X, we'll copy X to we'll sub I 200 from X into T, so X minus 200 into T, and we'll T jump S loop. So once we're done recovering files, let's go ahead and do our recover. So once we recover the files, we simply take it back. So we link at rep 5, link -1 end, and then I deleted the T-jump there. Okay. Once we're done, we need to link -1, kill, and we need to do that 1, 2, 3, 4 at rep 4. That's gonna be 8 lines, and then we will halt. That's too easy. We go in, we kill. Actually, recover needs to grab X. Okay. So we kill all those. That one didn't work. That one didn't work. We're spawning down until we get to 286. 286. That should grab a file, and that recovers it. Okay, so we do cover all of the files. We've gotten all 3 files out. Now we go back, we kill those 2, and we died? What? Okay, link -1. Why is it dying? That's what I want to know. So this one has killed me. This one has killed me. So what I think needs to happen is copy. That's 0, 1, 2, 3. Copy 3 into T. Okay, now we're gonna do 4. Not 4. Mark K. K spawn loop. That's our kill spawn loop. We need to REPL killer. And then we sub I T1 T. And we T jump KS loop. And then I guess when it's false, we link -1 and we kill. Then kill. So we'll just jump, kill. And then here we'll do our mark killer. So we have a number in T. So we'll simply mark move loop. So we'll link -1, sub I T1 T, T jump, M loop, and then we'll jump to kill. So we go there, we get all of our files. We've got our first killer out. It is not moving. Oh, it is moving now. They have moved and they have killed all of them. Okay. Ooh, what happened there? What happened there? What test run is that? 18. 18. What happened on 18? Do we have file? What is going on here? What is going on here? We've got plenty of files. What are we at? We're at 50. All right, we got some of those. Okay, we got 26. We're getting close to 202. We're getting close to 202. All of the files are gone. Oh, because I'm on test run 19. What the heck? It's this test run that's problematic. Yeah, file 200. I bet that's the problem. We actually... So, we got 2... So... Yeah, because we do the test at the end. We do the test at the end. Right here. Boom. That's the problem. So we need one more REPL or recover right after. That should be our solution. And then we execute. Okay. Now we should be good. Our activity's good. Our size is average. Our cycles are average. I am happy. Let's move on. That first level we did already, it's just like brutal, I swear. I wasn't always so capable, but I've grown. Nothing hides from me long. Thought you were just going to say hi. I did. It's been a while. You know how sometimes you change a lot, but your friends don't? And when you get together again, whatever you have in common isn't there anymore? It was like that. Okay, that's feels not pleasant. Selenium Wolf needs a reboot some days. Work hasn't been great. Kids won't calm down. You know, children. I have kids, yes. Goodness knows why. All right, well, learn Ember 2's secret.
Nice to reconnect with an old friend.
What'd you do?
Gave it a little virtual machine. I suppose if I wanted to find a metaphor you could understand, I would say I took it in, absorbed it, ate it. Yes, eating is nothing unusual.
Okay, all right. Well, Ember 2's eating stuff. Okay.
And Ember 0, and Ember 3. Well, this is getting a little... You don't think I'm bad, do you? I only did one. There was that.
Well, I don't know anything about Ember 0, 1, and 3.
Releasing that into the wild was just a function of my ignorance of it. I didn't really know what it was. Just another one of the experiments. Another cage to break. Another one. It's not useful to dwell on the past. You don't need to say anything. We need to move on.
Okay. All right. We need to move on. That's interesting. I do feel like weird things are happening. There's been weird unexplained stuff on TV and radio. The other day, I swear I heard people talking. Maybe you should go to the doctor. Send a confusing message to a large number of pagers simultaneously. One last test, then I'll know for sure. Does it matter? Then we can take it to the next step. Okay, so this is another dialer problem. Okay, connect to each pager and copy Ember 2's message to the screen DAT. Then activate all of the pagers at exactly the same time by writing a value to each page register in the same cycle. A list of phone numbers for pages. Oh boy. How do we synchronize all of this? Because we can't send messages back and forth once the ports are disconnected. So once we connect to a phone, we're done. And we have to send them all at the same time. Which means we have to dial into each of them in order. And then spawn a writer to write the message. Do we have to spawn a writer? I think we can do all the writing. And then we can dial in again and we can write the spawner. And then we can try desperately to synchronize it. Okay. Oh boy.
Sorry, wasn't able to share.
Yep, I bet you weren't. Okay, so we're gonna need 2 X's. The first one is gonna be our dialer. Dial numbers in order. Can we assume we always have the same number? Yeah, we're gonna make some hard assumptions. Looks like we always have 8 numbers. So we don't even need to test. Dial numbers in order, wait for a writer to signal. Just signal. Disconnect, move on. Redial. Dial in order again. Spawn sender on timer, because it's gonna have to be on a timer. This is going to wait for dialer. It's gonna be our messenger. Wait for dialer to signal it. Then it's gonna connect to device. Write message. Disconnect. Notify dialer. And then when all messages written, halt. So this one's pretty short-lived. Let's work on this one. We're gonna link, we're gonna grab 300. We're gonna link 800. And then we're gonna mark jump. We don't even need to do that. Nope, we don't need to pay. I don't know where that came from. We're gonna copy 8 into T. We know there's gonna be 8 connections. We're gonna mark loop. So we simply void in. We wait for the command from the dialer to move. We link 800. We seek to the beginning of the file. And we copy. Does the message change? Yeah, the message changes length. Does it change length? I'm gonna assume it changes length. So we jump right. And we'll mark right here. We seek to the beginning of the file. Mark W loop. Test EOF. Test EOF. Oh, we got EOF tests. Okay, copy 8 into X. You know what? Whatever. Copy M to T. F jump, halt. Right? Otherwise, it'll move on. Like, that's fine. We don't need to count it there. Test EOF here. If we're at the end of the file, T jump back to restart. We'll call it restart. Do we need to call it restart? Yeah. Yeah, restart. If we're not at the end of the file, we need to copy F to data. Right? Yeah. Data. And then we simply just jump W loop. Okay, and we mark restart. That's gonna link -1 probably, which puts us back there, and then we can jump loop, jump loop, and then we can mark our halt. Okay. And halt needs to wipe as well. We need to clear out the file we're holding, which is the message. Okay. That's basically that entire node. So the dialer, we're going to grab 301, we're going to link 800, and we're going to dial twice, but we know there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 numbers. So we're going to copy 8 into X. And then we're going to do our dial. So I guess we'll mark F dial loop, or we'll call it 1 dial loop. That's our first dial loop. This is where we will mark D loop, or 1D loop. Yeah, copy 10 to T, copy F to N, dial, sub I T1 T, T jump 1D loop. All right, we're done dialing the number. We will copy 1M, and then we will void M, sub I x1x T test x equals 0, T jump page. And so mark page, I guess F jump back to 1 dial, right? And then here where we're paging, we will copy 0 to M, so that one can die. Now we're gonna need to dial again, but yeah, this time we're gonna mark copy 8x, mark 2 dial loop, copy 10T, so we need to connect to it. All right, let's get back in here. Okay, oops, no, right there. There we go, spacing, 2D loop. That's our second dial loop. We are going to do the same thing we just did. We're going to copy F to dial, sub I T1T, T jump 2D loop. When we're done with that, we are now going to REPL page. Now we should have a number in T. That will be our timer. I guess send page. So mark send page is in a link 800, and then we do something. We'll have to figure out when we get there. REPL send page, sub I x1 x test x equals 0, T jump, I guess if it's not 0, F jump, we go to 2 dial loop. Otherwise we wipe and we halt. So this send page, let's see if we even get our message sending. So we're dialing a number, boom, boom, boom. Okay. We dialed a number, it did not connect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11 numbers that we need to dial, not 10. Also, I completely forgot. We need to copy -1 into dial because that'll hang up. So we REPL send page, we do some testing, and we copy -1 into dial. Okay, we are copying 11 numbers. Boom, 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 boom. We have connected. We now send the signal to go. It jumps over, and it is... Are you doing your job, little bee? You are writing a message to data. We have no idea if that's being written correctly. Boom. We should be... We don't signal. We link -1, copy 0 to M. Yeah. So we want to get there. When we get back to there, that's where we're at. It hangs up and it starts dialing the next number. Excellent, excellent. We connect. Okay, we can assume that writing date is correct. I just realized that before we jump into that immediate next one, we need to seek back to the beginning of our phone number file, that's where we want to get to. So we've written the data to all of the nodes. That one's gone. So we're done with you. We're dialing a number now. We've got 11 to dial. And you went over there. You went over there. Jump back. We don't need that. We want to see here. Boom. Okay, so you have 8 in there. So basically, how many cycles are we looking at? How many cycles are we looking at? We've sent the page. Send page. This is 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 1, 2, 3. Oh no. Hang on, what's going on here? What's going on here? There we go. There we go. We are out of the loop at that point. So we got 1, 2, 3 times 11. That's 33. 33. We've got maybe 1 for that. We've got a REPL plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 times the number. So 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. So mol I x 38 into t. Mark weight. We're gonna no op sub I t 1 t. That's gonna be too many, but we're just trying to coordinate here. And then t jump weight, and then we copy 1 to page at that point. So, I mean, let's see, like we get to here, you copy that 304, so we're gonna sit here for 304 cycles. That's dialing another one. We spawn it. It is sitting for 266 cycles, which is not the same here. So each of these loops is 3. So I think, oh, I went back too far. Come on now. Where are we at? We want to shrink that. So 3. Oh, we don't want to shrink that. It's going to cause problems. We want to here, instead of sub I t by 1, that's 1, 2, 3 technically. I don't know. Basically, once we get here, we then want to get here a second time, and ideally, by the time it gets over, oh, we are off by 1. We are off by 1. Okay. Okay, we are literally off by 1. So let's just try to account for literally off by 1. Where are we at? We do the multiply. You know what? Let's just play it out. Let's see where we're at. So we get here. Okay. We got 1 out here. Now we want to get there again. We've got 2 out here. Let's put these out. All right, we got 1 over here. It's off by 1. It is off by 1. But I don't know that we have like which one do we subtract? Do we add or subtract from somewhere? They're all one off. Ugh. It's like, dang it, right? Like 8, 7, 6. So I guess if we subtract by 8, if we subtract this number from 8, that would give us where we're at. But you've got to understand that adding that logic in adds more steps. So it's going to increase that differential, right? Every command that we run here basically is going to hurt synchronization. But I mean, we'll have to adjust like off by 1 of the multiplied value, where we are also decrementing by 3, right? So we can sub I x 8x into x, right? So that's going to give us our off value, which we then need to add I, or I guess sub I txt, right? So now we jump here, we get our first node. We are at 304. Now we're at 301. We need to go. This one pops open. It jumps in. Where is it at? It's at 262. Oh, wait. Oh, no, we are at. Ooh, oh, no, we're not. We are synchronized. We are synchronized. Did we just do it? Did we just do it? Boom. Boom. You're at 34. You're at 34. Oh my gosh. Boom. 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 We got 5. We got 4. Everybody's at 34. Boom. 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 That's our 8. So it looks like we are we're 28 too high, which is fine. We're too low. We're too low because we're subtracting by 3. Crap. It was too good to be true. It was too good to be true. Basically, we have to test. We have to test, which means we can't use 3, which is fine. We can put that into x. Sub I x x, because then we can test if x is greater than 0. Which means we need to do 4 now. So we get there, shrink and pop that one out. You're at 304 is your timer. Shrink that, pop that one out. Oop, nope. Why did we do that? Nope, we want to hop back down here, get our next one, pop that out, and we want you to be we're off by 1 again. Like mole. Like do that into T, and then sub I TX into X. Right? So now we're off by 2. So we're assuming we gotta get them synchronized again. $260, they are synchronized again. So let's get our 8 back up. All right, we got 8 of them up. It looks like we're at 28. We've got 24, 24, 24, 24. Everybody's at 20. Ooh, some of them are at 28. Okay, we've got some at 28 and some at 24 and one at 20. Nobody's gonna make it. We are not synchronized at all. Yeah, we did not activate in the same cycle. Timing is hard. Timing is hard. Yeah, that's great. So I think what we want to do is maybe mul I x to x maybe, and then do that. So like that started off well, but we quickly got out of sync. We quickly got out of sync. So that's 264. See, they're not synced up. That's the thing, they're not synced up. It's like I need to do it was just one command behind, right? So like maybe instead of all this nonsense, we've got the value in X. Copy X to T. Mul X T38 into X. Then 8 minus T into T. Then mark NOP. Oop. No op. Sub I 1 T1 T. You know what? I think I'm using X. I'm using X. I've counted this one, right? 2, 3, so that's 3. And we're doing it 11 times. That's 33. 1. That's 33. 34. 35, 36, 37, 38. That's 38. And it does 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 setup. You don't need that one. We'll copy X times 38 into T. And then sub I X1X. I don't know. Let's see if we even need that still. So we do a link 1. And then we wait. So we do 1 command in between. There's like an overlap. Right? I'm probably getting it wrong. And we'll probably see that. Whoa! What the crap just happened? Oh, because we're doing T. Okay. Because I'd swapped the logic earlier. So T minus 4 into T. T is less than 0. Yeah, we still need X. Yeah, you're right. We're storing that into X. Because we have to test on these loops. Yeah, boom. All right, collapse, out, move. So you calculate 296. You're running at 296. By the time this one gets here and it calculates its value, it is 1. It's out of sync. It's out of sync. Oh, I'm missing something somewhere. I'm trying to coordinate these things, but there's like a timer bomb. So I feel like we know maybe 300 is enough. Let's just do that. Let's just copy. We're gonna comment that out, and we're gonna copy 300 into X. And we're just gonna see. We're just gonna see. I know it's too much for the second node, but we're gonna see where we're at. We've got 300. We subtract by 4 every round. Sorry. Let me make note of these values. We'll try and math something up. This should be a little bit more illuminating than just haphazardly. So we need to pay attention when nodes spawn. So the first node spawns, we put in 300. That's nothing. We need to know when the second node spawns. Where are we at? Shoot. We're gonna sync here. Okay, so that goes in there. You can hop out. Now we need to know when the second node. That's fine. We're syncing up here, right? When it spawns and it copies 300 in, and it starts its loop. We're at 260. We're exactly 40 below. So actually into T. And let's do T1T. And then we can just T jump wait again. That should help clarify some things. So we got there. Now, by the time the second node gets situated, by the time the second worker gets situated, We are synced up at 287. We started at 300, so that is 13. 13. They are synced up. We've got another one down here. I didn't pay attention to what it was when it spawned, but I can see that it is at 292. Let's just 290. They are all synced up, but we are 290 minus 264. So that's 7, 8, that's 26. 26. So we've got units of 13. Problem is calculating those units of 13 is going to add some values to us, right? So we need to figure out where are we at with the 13. So we sub I 8 minus x into x. We mul I x by 13. And then we sub I tx into t, right? Like theoretically, that should work, but we've now added layers of work onto these subnodes that's going to cause them to get out of sync as they attempt to get into sync. So, for example, we're at 300. We calculate 13. We're at 287. Oh, but we're synced up. Okay. Do I stand corrected? Do I stand corrected? I think I stand corrected. Okay, we now have everybody in place. We can at least subtract 203 from 300. So what's 200? Let's just subtract 100. Right? And we're going to get to this point right here. We're all in place. And how much time left do we have? We've got 9 left. So we can go 9 further, I would think. We did it. Okay. So we could take off 9 more. So like 91. That should get us in there. Okay. Must be 92 is our sweet spot. 92 is our sweet spot. Oh my goodness, our size is actually below average. Look at that, but we are above average on cycles. I'm fine. Okay, fascinating. There it is. Well, what did you find? Think of it as the frame rate of the world slowing down by a lot. Funny, huh? Funny how I went from some random blob of code that didn't know anything to understanding all of existence. I will in a minute. All right, we got another cutscene here. Did any of you get a weird pager message? Nope, don't have a pager. Made no sense. When did everything stop making sense? I'm trying to think. Did things ever make sense? I feel like something changed lately. This is what I've been talking about. It's like reality is falling apart.
So you wanted to know the truth. The truth is that you, me, everything, this whole world we live in, it's just a computer program.
Just a computer program.
And as the world gets more complex, it starts. So far, it's been on a small the phage.
All right.
For one example.
It wasn't supposed to spread like
There are other
this.
problems coming. What we think of as
Well,
normal
that
life
explains
will
why
just
you can
get
hack your
stranger and
body.
weirder until nothing makes. Then the laws of physics will start to break down.
Break down.
Not a pretty sight, but we don't have to accept there might be a way to
Yeah.
stop this speed. I have one final
Okay.
job, but you'll have to be brave.
I'll have to be brave. Build an interface to bridge Ember 2 with your cerebral cortex. Ooh, oh hey, Selenium Wolf's gonna reboot Chatsubo, this thing. Nothing in particular, just general weirdness, like everywhere. I'm headed to bed anyways. Alright. So we're not gonna do this one, but we're gonna look at it. We're gonna see how much work we're in for next time. You're dying anyway. I'll download a map of your brain and run your mind inside of me. There's no way to prove that it won't be your death. I mean, it's gonna be like death, which you were going to experience anyways. Who knows? We'll have to figure that out and see. Okay. Create a file in your host containing the host name and hardware register value of each neuron exactly once, sorted as pairs from lowest to highest host name. Containing the host name and hardware register value of each neuron exactly once, sorted as pairs from lowest to highest host name. Note that each test run has its own unique network layout. Oh boy, so we have to explore the network. Yep. Oh yeah. That one's gonna be a challenge. The good news is it looks like, well, no, that one's connected to 3. So, yeah, there we go. That's what I was looking for. We do have one node that's connected to 4, and it doesn't have a nerve register. So, yeah, we're gonna have to... because how do we get the information back? Like, I guess once we read a value, we can come back here and then broadcast it globally. Wait for a signal locally to broadcast it globally. That way, whichever one reads it will switch modes, and then they won't be communicating locally anymore. And that way we can just fire off and they'll bring the information back. And we can do that trick where we kind of like in place sort, where we move some values. No, we can't. Yeah, we can. We can read all of the values first. I don't think it's going to be different. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 nodes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10, yeah. So there's a different value in each one. This one's going to be fun, folks. Sorting is never fun in this assembly language. Sorting is never fun. Yeah, I mean, that's basically it. Sorting is never fun. Create a file in your host containing the host name hardware register of each neuron exactly once, sorted as pairs from lowest to highest. So I guess writing all of the data into a single file, but we have no way of knowing when we're done collecting all of the data. So that's kind of the problem, is we don't know the layout of the network. We don't know how many nodes there are going to be. And we don't, because like count these nerves, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 nerves. On this test run, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, there's 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, there's 11. Where did I count 10 earlier? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3. You know what? Boom. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. There's 10 on this one. And there's 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 10, 9. Yeah, so there's any of those. But I have no way to know that I am done. How do I know I'm done? All right. Well, that'll be it, folks. We'll pick up back here with Mitsuzen HD10, which will be, I'm almost positive, the last level. And yeah, that'll be that. So thanks for sticking around on this EXAPUNKS journey. I'll see you next week where we will wrap it up. Cheers, folks.